What's up, guys? This is Kaz with Elevateyourcraft, and welcome to episode number 10 of the vlog. And today's episode acts as a companion to the rope fundamentals video that I did. And I thought it'd be a good idea to briefly go over a few things that pertain to that video to give you a little more insight. I will be doing a podcast on this as well, but as always, I want to break down the valuable information into smaller bits. That way, it's just a little easier to digest. And the reason I did this video is, like any skilled or fundamental techniques and movements and things that you need to practice to become more proficient. And in the video are 9 techniques that I believe fit that description. And before I go on, the first 2, the bounce step and the alternate step, I think are the most important, and they're the ones that you have to become proficient in before any of the others. And that's because they're just the absolute fundamental techniques that you can't really do anything else without. And a great way to do that is with shadow jumping. So if you don't know what that is, check out my previous vlog that I did on shadow jumping. I also dedicated an entire episode of the podcast to it. So I encourage you to check them out. They'll give you the insight, especially if you're an absolute beginner, on how to achieve the bounce step and alternate step, and then you can go from there. And these techniques are so important because they're all unique in their own little way and really encourage development in a lot of areas that are required in jump rope, like speed, technique, timing, coordination, proprioception. And they encourage you to grasp a lot of different moving parts that when you develop the proficiency will all come together to perform the techniques. And that's why they're so important, because from there you'll be able to move on to more advanced techniques that test those skills even more. Okay, so there are different ways that you might want to choose to approach it. Now where I am, I include all of them in sort of, it's a warm-up, but it's also just a way to keep the fundamentals in my training sessions. So at the beginning, I will go through all of them for anywhere from 50 to 100 repetitions, depending on how long I want to train that day, and I'll do it all consecutively. So you certainly don't need to start there if you want to just start with one technique, like the alternate step or the skier's jump, and work exclusively on one. That's great, especially if you're near the beginning stages of training. You'll want to break it down as much as possible and take your time. And then as you develop each of the different techniques, then you can set up different combinations and different ways of training to suit your needs. And another great thing about these techniques is that if you participate in a particular sport or activity, you can choose from the techniques and find ones that mimic closely what you do in those activities or sports. So if you do something that involves a lot of horizontal movement or rapid changes in direction, you could choose, say, the skier's jump along with double unders, for example, to most simulate the sport or activity that you're in, and put a little more focus in those. I certainly encourage you to master all of the techniques, but if 2, 3, 4 most pertain to you, then you can certainly put a little more focus into those. And then once you've mastered the techniques, you can then move on to more advanced variations, things that will involve tricks that I'll discuss down the line, like arm wraps and triple jumps and things like that. But I encourage you to always incorporate them in your routines. Even if you've been training for a long time, it's excellent to keep the fundamentals in your training. That way they're always tight. And if there's something down the line that will challenge your skill set, and if you don't have it consistently up to par, then it will make things a lot harder than necessary down the line. Okay, so I encourage you to check out the video. The latest podcast I did, episode number 33, also discussed some fundamental techniques that might help you in your overall game. But focus on technique, okay? If you need to go slow, go slow. The idea is just look at your execution, how you're performing the movements, and then once you become more proficient, then you can start going a bit quicker or doing different combinations and things like that. Okay, but that's it for me. Again, check out the video. It's the EYC rope fundamentals, as well as the previous podcasts and little freestyle videos that I have released. All right, till next time, I'll see you guys later.